Each year, Jefferson City magazine lets its readers vote for the city's best professionals, food, and services.
Ryan Rumba joins us from one of the city's best places for home furnishings with some tips for summer redecorating. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, guys. Yes, I'm in Jefferson City this morning talking about one of the city's best. You at home voted. I'm here this morning at the Schaefer House with Susie. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, this place is great for, you guys got one of Jefferson City's best for gifts and home furnishings, and you can see why. I mean, this place is totally wall to wall.
It is filled.
Filled with everything you can think of for every room of the home. Tell me a little bit about this place, how you guys got started a little bit.
We opened 17 years ago, and certainly one of the drawing cards for me was to set us up in an old two-story home.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is. It just lends itself to the merchandise that we are selling. People can think a little bit easier about how it's going to relate in their home, how it's going to place in their home when it's in a more intimate setting in individual rooms. We hear that from customers all the time, that they do, like to come in and can get a better visual feel for how it's going to look in their home. So
yeah, that was one of the first things I noticed.
Absolutely.
You're at the store and you're trying to buy home decor and you can't really feel how it's going to look, but here it is.
Or you get it home and you realize that it's not at all going to fit in the space that you thought, because the placement where it was totally different than what you have at home. So that in and of itself, brought us to a location like this. And in Old Munichburg has a plethora of nice old homes to do that in.
Oh yeah.
So we opened 17 years ago, and we've certainly evolved and taken different twists and turns as far as the merchandise that we carry, but we still have stayed core to offering great home accessories, gifts, and bridal registry is also another area that we have helped a lot of brides over the years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've got to know a lot of people.
Yeah, it's got to be a lot of fun. Well, we're talking about sprucing it up for summer a little bit, adding a touch of color, and we're in the kind of kitchen-y area right now.
Absolutely.
So show me some fun stuff that we can do.
Sure. I think one of the things that you and I were talking about is that a lot of people want to add a little more color to some of the more mundane tasks, as I would say.
Yeah.
When you're cooking and you're giving a gift that has to do with that, whether it's off a bridal registry or for something else, you want to add a little spice to a little color, a little pattern. And so, a lot of our vendors have come out with more interesting presentations on that.
These are so cute.
The little tongs, aren't they great? They're tipped with a silicone, so they're going to be good for any temperature, and they're great for meat trays, cheese trays when you're entertaining. Those are great fruit trays, with the little grapes. Those are something that people are looking for something a little bit more different.
I love these patterns.
They are. These have been a really good seller for us, and those are the Tango spatulas. The tips of these are all high temperature silicone, so they can go stovetop.
Okay.
They can go with anything up to usually about 400 degrees, and you've got them in the wood handles with the patterns on the end, but you also do the one piece, and these are also nice just because they're one piece, can go in the dishwasher. I always tell my customers this is probably one of my favorite cooking pieces, just
come in
because
a lot of fun colors.
It's fun, but it's also practical. I mean, it's very usable. And so that's something that tends to go in my dishwasher a lot. The small little spatulas come in a variety of colors. Those people love to get inside their little small jars and cans and things like that. And even things like measuring cups and measuring spoons come in a variety of great colors to add those. And those are interesting because they have like an 1/8 cup and I think a 1/2 tablespoon. So they're interesting measurements that when you're dividing recipes, they come in handy. This whole hutch is filled with one of our best-selling patterns of dinnerware. And that's another way that obviously you can incorporate color. This is Sorrento, and there's about 4 different colors that it's available in right now. There's always new introductions, kind of like the Fiesta ware, where they're introducing new colors, but they also are going to introduce new pieces. They have bakeware that's wonderful. It's super durable. I can attest to that with things getting dropped at my house.
I'm
on
sure
the kitchen
you can.
floor that things bounce back and hold up well. But you can really customize your place setting and your dinnerware based on the pieces that you would use, the colors that you prefer. So you can, if you're not coffee drinkers, you don't have to get coffee mugs. You can just do it by the piece.
Yeah, a little pop of color here and there is great.
Absolutely. And then I know, even just little accessories like the wine glasses. These are actually acrylic wine glasses, so they're going to be safe for poolside. A lot of people like to have a glass of wine and relax in a hot tub.
Hey,
those are safe for that,
me.
exactly. And then, if you have a lot of people there, the little wine markers are a fun little accessory to write on those glasses, and it washes off with soap and water.
Very
cute. So good way to label those pieces as well.
Well, perfect for summer. When we come back, we're actually going to move to some other areas of the home because you guys have more than we can think of here at the Schaefer House. But for now, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
You're watching KRCG 13 live at sunrise.
Opened in 1997, a local shop prides itself on being a go-to place for gifts and home furnishings.
Ryan Rumba is joining us live to show us why you voted the Schaefer House one of Jefferson City's best. Good morning, Ryan.
Yes, good morning, guys. I'm at the Schaefer House in Jefferson City, and you guys at home voted it one of Jefferson City's best places to get gifts and home furnishings, and there's no secret to why. I'm here this morning with Susie. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, I mean, I could walk around this place all day. This whole
it takes
house
a while
is full.
to see everything.
Yes,
so.
yes. So we've moved kind of from the kitchen-y area to a more living dining area. Let's talk about some fun stuff for summer.
Well, I think, there was a trend for quite some time to go neutral, and neutral on your large core pieces, sofas, bedding, things like that. And, now people are kind of thirsting for color.
Yeah.
And they're looking for that color in places that are transitional, easy to pop in, remove, change.
Yeah.
And, there's things like small accent tables.
I love that.
Like this, that's a fun little distressed look where you kind of got the paint halfway coming off, so it's not as bold as an all-over color.
Right.
But that's kind of that French distressing that makes a nice presentation. It adds that little bit of color for people. The other place that customers like to add pattern and color are going to be in pieces like pottery. This is a more neutral base, but we do have that in a lot of different colors, and it's a very subtle way to add that pattern.
Right.
With the cut work, people like that, and it still gives you that texture that people are looking for as well.
Right.
There's always, a need for accent furniture to, kind of give people a focal point in a room, and we sell quite a bit of variety of different accent pieces of furniture, from pieces like this buffet, accent tables, chairs. This buffet right here is one of our best sellers. We have it in a variety of styles, but this size basically is what is so impressive. People like it because it has the presence of a large sideboard, but it's not very deep.
Yeah,
it's only
really
about
thin.
12 inches deep.
That's
and
nice.
People love it. They've got a nice sized dining room, but it's not deep enough to put a table and a sideboard in there. So those do very well.
Nice for small spaces. You've got some cute rugs here.
It is. Rugs are just an anchor to a room. People love to add some color, and these are actually a collection of some of our indoor-outdoor rugs. And as I was telling you earlier, there's a big trend to use indoor-outdoor and to use them in living spaces in your home because they resist fading. They're super durable. You can hose these down. We have several that are down in the store that we've used for years, and we'll literally take them outside, hose them down.
Nice.
You can throw bleach on those, and they're not going to suffer from that.
Yeah, if you've got kids stomping all over the house.
People have their pets traipsing in. I don't know, husbands might be a little bit more worse than animals would be, but they're just durable, and they offer a lot of color and pattern for people too.
Yeah. What I love about this room is I walked in here, and the first thing that caught my eye are all these sunflowers.
Isn't that fun?
And I figured that these are pretty easy. You could just pop them in the summer.
It is.
Take them out.
Floral is an easy thing to add that texture and color also, whether it's in an actual floral stem like the sunflowers that give you a specific color, but there's ways, even like on the texture of the ferns and this wispy little vine, that just something that simple added on little elements that you've got around your home. But I know that the mantle,
I love those.
With the sunflowers popped in, really gives you a lot more punch and pop, and those are some of the pieces of pottery that we've got with more color.
I love that color. That looks great.
So you can kind of take it and adapt it to whatever your style is. If you still like that neutral palette and you want to keep it simple, you can do that with lighter on your greens, simpler greens. But if you want that real wow factor, then you can add in turquoise tables, or you can add bright coral colored pottery or your bright sunflowers to really give it that personal flair that you want.
Yeah, I love it. Well, we're talking about adding pops of color. We're actually, when we come back, we're going to head upstairs, talk about some bedding, the bedroom setting, and kind of switch it out for summer, make it a little summery.
Absolutely.
But for now, we will send it back to you guys.
Okay, all sorts of cool stuff there.
Each year, Jefferson City magazine gives the community a chance to honor its favorite places in the capital city.
Ryan Rumba joins us live from one of the best places for home furnishings and gifts. She's at the Schaefer House.
Good morning, guys. Yes, I'm in Jefferson City at the Schaefer House, voted by you at home as one of Jefferson City's best. I'm here this morning with Susie. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, we've talked about some kitchen-y stuff. We did some living room stuff. This is awesome. I feel like this is so cool. We're in the bedroom part now. we're talking about switching it up for summer.
We are. I mean, the nice thing about bedding, or the way I feel it should be, is that it should be an easy change, something that you can refresh easily, and so that you don't get bored with it.
Yeah.
I think that we're all guilty of having something for a while. We still love it, but we also want it to change up a bit.
But you might be scared because, I don't know, I feel like a bedding set is an investment almost.
It is.
And
it
it's
is.
not that easy to
Well, you don't want to spend that money twice and have to reinvent it. So we've got several ways that we suggest for customers that they can reinvent their bedding with, even the same pieces, or then adding just a few key elements just to change those things around.
Yeah.
And we've got a bed made up here with several layers, and some people love the layers, some people like a simpler look.
Right.
I tell my customers that it depends on the customer, and as I say, the thermostat of the customer and how they sleep and how cold they get at night.
Yeah.
We have a coverlet from Pinecone Hill that's a great core piece, a good weight for year round.
This orange piece down here. Okay.
And then we've got a lightweight quilt as well. This one is, in particular, is reversible. So it kind of gives you two different options right there that you could flip it over and use the other side if you wanted. And then we've got a duvet, which, will cover your down comforter, or you can also do a poly insert if you have allergies to down as well. So, with that in mind, you can use some of these layers and then change them up. During the winter months, you may want to pull this duvet and bring it up as the core piece on your bed, and then take these layers and move them down to be a secondary look down here for accent. So give that pop of color down here, but then bring that white, and that's kind of an easy way to reinvent that bed during those winter months. It is, and you don't have to invest in anything different.
Right.
The next way that we suggest for people to transition is, if they're, have these two pieces, they love them, they've made that nice investment in those core pieces, and then they want to change the color scheme.
Yeah.
Easy to do, and if you'll help me, we'll kind of slide this little guy back here.
So we'll take this orange out.
Pillow right in there. So just by changing that €1 sham, we've got this same accent pillow here, but we take the orange off the bed, and we'll slide this coverlet, this quilt up just a tad to cover that up. You could either add a green coverlet where that orange was, and add that pop of green as well, or just by taking that navy and pulling that up and adding an accent pillow and a different Eurosham, you've got a completely different room.
It looks like a completely different bed. Yeah.
It is. And, we have customers that come in all the time and just try to show them that they don't have to reinvest, the entire thing. They can add just a couple core pieces. There's such a great variety of accent pillows out there.
What did we change? We changed
two pieces. That's it.
Two, three pieces,
you could simply just go with this, take that orange coverlet off for the time being, and then you've got, a different look. That this may be more of a summery look, that warm orange. Maybe something you prefer in the fall, but we're selling, a lot of color, and it doesn't feel as risky to people to do that. Then they, feel like they can still take that risk with the orange, but then add just a couple pieces in to change it.
Get a little creative. Well, I got to thank you so much for having us today.
We've enjoyed it. We've had a great time.
This is fun. I learned a lot of stuff. Maybe I'll go home and redecorate. And congratulations.
Thank you.
One of Jefferson City's best.
Thank Jefferson City for voting for us and for, giving us so much business over the years. We really appreciate it. We're happy to be part of this community.
Good, and for good reason. This stuff is great. If you're interested, come on out to the Schaefer House. You won't find a lack of things to look at, that's for sure. This whole place is full.
Thank
you again. And for now, we will send it back to you guys in the studio.